What motivates me to get up every day is to see young people that I connect with on a daily basis have a smile on their face and to know that I'm impacting their world in some way. And it may be in just presence. It may just be being there as a male figure in their life, or it may just be exposing them to things that they've never been exposed to. And so that gives me a want to, a desire to wake up every morning, put my clothes on, get my family ready to go for our day and get into work so I can see beautiful kids and see beautiful students throughout my organization. Yeah, so I think it's a lot of different. I've been through a lot, and there's a lot of different ways that I can kind of picture that. But one of the biggest things that one of the struggles that I had to go through was being the first of a lot of things in my family, being the first to go to college, being the first to apply for financial aid, or even get a scholarship, being the first to actually get a realistic job with a salary and understanding that insurance is taken out of your actual, paycheck. That was stuff that was kind of like, to me, that wasn't really taught. So I had to really learn as an adult on a lot of different levels of, what it was. A lot of people don't realize that, especially individuals that may didn't have to go through certain things within their lifestyles or within their life. That individuals, if you lack that knowledge, you just don't know that knowledge until it is given to you. And a lot of times you're given that knowledge off of experience. And sometimes those experiences are bad experiences. And so ultimately, I've been blessed with the opportunity to learn from my mistakes, or learn from other individuals' mistakes, or learn from different challenges. And it has given me the opportunity to really move forward. When I was younger, one of the things that gave me really a big drive and a role towards moving forward was ultimately struggling to read when I was younger. And it was not off the basis of me not necessarily understanding. It was off the basis of me being taught at a late age, and it got me behind the curveball. And so throughout my elementary years, I really struggled with that, and I had to kind of hone in and try to figure out how to do that. And over time, I worked at it, and over time, I practiced, and over time, I really kind of put my foot to the ground and kind of really try to, figure out exactly what was the, ways that I can really get better. And I was able to overcome those particular obstacles in my life. And now, I'm an avid reader. I'm an actual author. I graduated with a master's and also had a bachelor's degree with special education with the emphasis of behavioral learning. And so I've been able to have these testaments and these testimonies to say, hey, I was able to, overcome some of the deficiencies that I had and faced in my life. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Yeah, so I am the executive director at the Boys and Girls Club here at, it's the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club. And so what I do and what I'm able to do is I'm able to foster and connect with kids here in this community, and bring different types of programs where it is either after school program or our summer enrichment program, which is kind of our summer program or summer camp that is kind of more familiar with, and as well as our athletic programs that we have here as well. We tend to have a total of 300, 250 to 300 students in a participation for the whole year when it comes to our athletics, our summer program, and our after school program. So we deal with a lot of kids, a lot of different families, a lot of community members, and a lot of leaders throughout the community itself. But we are able to, and my biggest emphasis, and when I took this job 4 years ago, my biggest emphasis was to expose students and club members to things they would never be exposed to. I do not want to duplicate what is being happening at the school system, which is good or bad, whatever is going on or whatever they're taught. I want to expose them to different things that they won't be able to be exposed to, because that's what a community is about. It's about filling in the gaps that are missing. And so I think that in order for a kid to really have that fullness of a childhood and really be able, when they get older, to say, hey, I want to be anesthesiologists. It's not off the basis because they like the word. It's because they were able to probably meet an anesthesiologist and actually was able to see what they did within that job description. And so when you give them that exposure, it opens up their minds to really see what they can do and what's their possibilities. And so that's what we do here at the club. We expose them to opportunities. We expose them towards careers. We expose them towards not just, learning how to read, but reading to learn, learning how to be an avid reader, and enjoying to read. We expose them to talents and gifts that they may have never been able to be exposed to within their life. I'll say this about a young lady we had. She liked to draw, and so in her times of just drawing, everyone would say, "Oh, she's a great drawer." So what we did, we gave her a challenge. All right, we need some pictures throughout the club, so we'll give you some canvases. Can you create some type of some artwork for us? And so she did, and we were able to display it all throughout the club. These are just initiative things to ignite the gift and the passion that's in a kid, but also pull it out to say, hey, this is something that you can really hold and you can really do something with. I think what I love most about being here is not just being present, not just being seen, but being fulfilled with purpose. And so I believe that each and every person is given an opportunity and a purpose, regardless if you are, in the lowest of your life or in the, at the top, level of the life that whatever God or anyone that has fulfilled you in that aspect. But I truly believe that everyone has their own purpose. Everyone has their own role within their life. It's how you accept it and how you walk with it. I believe, am I going to be here all my life? Don't think so. I know God has some more things in front of me, but I know for sure that the role that I'm in right now and the purpose that I am right now, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And so that's what allows me that passion and that drive to be here, and then that want to, and there's an overall appreciation of where I've come from. I remember when I was working at Lawton Public Schools as a behavioral counselor. I remember when I was working as a camp counselor at Southeastern Oklahoma State University and at Cameron University. I remember when I was working at the YMCA as a lead camp counselor. I remember when I was transitioning to Oklahoma Policy Institute and other jobs that I had throughout my time in the workforce. And now I'm able to be where I'm at today off the basis of being fulfilled within the purpose and the role that I have. Right. I mean, for me, I think what made me decide to run, I think it was what called me to run. What called me to run was I heard the phone ring. And I'm just going to be real with you. I heard the phone ring a while back, but ultimately, timing is important. Situations are important as well. And I feel that this is the time for it. People are crying for change, and they want to see change within the community itself. And so I think just ultimately, I have those, I have a unique experiences to bring towards the office of mayor, and I have a unique experiences within what I've done throughout the community, and being able to talk to individuals and have coffee with individuals, and not just knock on their door as a campaign, candidate, but also talk to them as a friend or, as someone operating as the director of the Boys and Girls Club. And so I'm able to see individuals' lives and see them at the top of the level or the lowest within their lives, of what's going on within their lives. And so what's got me to run is ultimately I want to see Lawton move forward. I think that I never want to discredit any of the successes that have happened in the past with the predecessors that have came even before me in the aspects of community leading. Because in order for you to build a bridge, you need every block, you need every border, you need everything and every tool to make sure that happens. But I think that we have built that bridge, and it's time to now cross over the bridge. And so this next generation is trying to cross over the bridge, but we need help in that aspect of crossing over the bridge. We need innovation. We need new ideas and new creative mindsets towards solutions and issues that need solutions towards certain problems that we have. And I believe that I'm the person for that in this time for our city. That Lawton is not a place to raise your family. That Lawton is not for young people. I remember graduating from college, and one of the first things that came while I was kind of hanging out with my friends was that either I can go and work in the corporate world, or I can go and move into Dallas, or go to D.C. or Atlanta, or wherever it may be, and still do what I do, or I can go back home and really make a positive impact. And so I decided to go back home and invest. And I think that, not enough young people, not enough individuals that are from Lawton invest in the city that really kind of put something inside of them. And I think that that's really important. And I think we have to do a better job of that. And so a lot of people have this perception, or they have this misunderstanding to think that, especially individuals that are from here, that Lawton is not a place to be in the aspects of raising a family, or a safe community. I think that ultimately we have to do a better job of not just the perception of Lawton, but we have to do a better job of honing in and keeping Lawtonians here in Lawton itself, and providing opportunities for that to happen. A lot of people that leave this place are leaving off the basis of opportunity. And so we have to look at, what does that opportunity look like somewhere else, and it's not provided here. And so just those perceptions of just not, Lawton being not a place that you can raise a family, or you can kind of thrive as an individual, we have to change that perception. And that's all throughout the state of Oklahoma, and even throughout this region. We have to change that perception. We have to take one step at a time towards changing that perception. But then we also have to invest in the generations that are coming after us, to make sure that they don't have the perception of Lawton moving forward. And there's a lot of organizations like the Great 580 that are doing that. Even the initiative that happened, and I would say even with the initiative that happened with former past leadership when it comes towards I Love Lawton. Those are great initiatives that are moving the needle in the aspects of perception. But now we have to even do more. And we have to create an opportunity and create a space that Lawton cannot just, change the perception. We have to also change a whole as a community. The election is August the 27th. How you can get involved, you can go to jacobiforok.com, and you'll be able to go to our volunteer portal, and we'll make sure that we get in contact with you. We're going to take, this takes not just one person. I put my name on the ballot, but it takes every person to take a step in their willingness. If it's one knock on door, or if it's one phone call, if it's just telling your homeboy, your homegirl, or pulling your cousin, your niece out to come out to vote. That's the number one thing that we have to do. We have to get more people active in making sure that they are doing their civil duty, and that is voting. And I think just ultimately, regardless if you're voting for me, and I would love for you to vote for me on August 27th, but even if you're not, you still have to provide and make sure that you're doing your civil duty, and your number one duty is to go vote and make sure that your voice is heard.